Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where apparently we have a 2k deficit of energy credits. I seem to recall having some deficit of energy credits. I'm not sure it's actually 2k. We'll see what happens after we get through the next month tick. Sometimes when I just start up the game, it can be a little awkward. We'll see what ends up happening there. But we definitely need to finish out taking over all of this territory, right? We need to give orders to this fleet here, which will head up to Semesta. And we'll land on common. That sounds good there. We're, of course, going to have to come over here and make sure that Coriala is set up correctly. I want to replace this robot assembly complex with a gene clinic. And I also want to build a monument if there's not already one here. There's a heritage site. We'll just repair that. Okay, sounds good. We also need to get this unit moving somewhere. Where do we need to go? Out over this way, I think? Yeah, I think both of these come over to Acrux, and we will just come out over here. That'll do for now. Now we've got these fleets moving up here, right? This is their only fleet that they have remaining at this point. They probably have a few that are still missing, but they don't have really anywhere where those fleets can go other than Hydrobius. We're going in and hitting Hydrobius very shortly.
On enemy station.
So that'll be good. We're hitting Bastamore as well right now. We do need to reinforce our fleets. So let's go ahead and continue to work on that if the lag will let me. Okay. Month tick there. Okay, minus 36. That's much more like it. Beautiful. So yeah, that was just an issue from just starting the game. No problem. Are these guys just chilling in Hydrobius? They're kind of moving around. In fact, they're almost heading towards us. But we're going to engage them here. We should fairly easily win this as well, even though we have suffered some damage.
Initiating ground assault. Victory shall be ours.
It should be fine.
Scientific breakthrough achieved. Battle is joined.
This is completely okay. So no problem whatsoever there. We win that easily. The 4th fleet and apparently 5th fleet here. This is a frigate? I have no idea where this frigate is supposed to go. I'm actually just going to disband it. It doesn't need to exist. So we'll get rid of that, and the 4th fleet at this point can head back to the Singularity. There's nowhere that it's needed for this war now. The 6th fleet is in the same boat. There's nowhere that it's needed for the war now either. There's a Gaia world over here that we can colonize, and I'm actually going to start doing that. It's a Gaia world, so we'll use Bizarro Ottomans for it. Fantastic. We're finishing up out over here. We're going to require some jump drives getting over here. It's very awkward stuff, but that's okay. Energy credits from jobs has come in, so we're probably going to be positive on our energy credits now. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and grab energy weapon attack speed next. Fantastic. Okay. So our last little bit of cleanup over here is underway. We do need to go attack over here, right? We need to go take reciprocal, and we'll certainly do so. I want to come down to common and make sure that this has its gene clinic and its monument. There we go. Now these guys are chilling over here. We'll get them grouped together. Perfect. And they are then going to land on congruence. They're entering orbit. There we go. Now it allows me to pop up the dialogue menu. There are no armies here, so there's nothing to resist us. Looks good.
Initiating ground assault.
Okay.
Victory
so we're going to have to think about how we're going to defend all of this, right? There's no doubt about that.
Initiating ground assault.
There's a gateway here, which is going to be a little bit awkward. So we need to take this fleet back to the Singularity for the moment. Is there anywhere else? Yes. Reganis. There's a mega structure here, a science nexus. Getting that will actually be a very big boon for us. Pops are declining on one of our planets due to excessive overcrowding. For the moment, we're not too concerned about that. We'll grab Strikecraft attack speed. Actually, we probably should look at that excessive overcrowding. Let's see. This world here just needs a job. We should just go through our worlds at this point, to be honest. So Trabano Prime needs a job. This is a tech world. I'm going to give it a hypercoms forum because we're negative in our unity. This Forge world requires a job. Again, I'm going to go for the hypercoms forum for the same reason. This factory world, again, upgrading that heritage site. That's going to be the decision for a lot of these, to be honest. So we're going to get that upgraded. This Forge world requires a planetary capital. Looks good. Anything else that needs work? Well, power is being worked on, so that should be fine. We're building the gene clinic now. We are eventually going to need an additional job here, so that would be reasonably okay to upgrade that heritage site. These are Uthabulans, though. So actually what we need here, technically, is a stronghold. Okay. So that's done. Looks good. Nothing else needing to be done there. Our war is virtually over. Our science ships do require orders, and I'm going to jump drive this one down to Ejok, and we're going to work on that. We're also going to come down to Jabbeth and research there. That looks easy enough. Cool. So the first fleet is done, right? The first fleet can head on over to the XT-81 Singularity. The third fleet is already there, as is the sixth. The ninth can head over there. They are done there. The fourth is already back, and the eighth is making its way over. Cool. We don't actually want to make our way over here. We've got these last couple of locations down here. So we're going to jump drive down here. We're going to have to jump drive over here as well. It's going to be slightly awkward. It'll take a little time. We are still negative in our unity. We'll get there eventually. Cool. So our fleets are repairing, right? And we definitely need to reinforce our fleets. No doubt about that. And as soon as we can, we're going to jump drive over to Ejagan. But that will take a little bit of time. We do see ourselves dipping negative financially for the moment. I do want to come out over this direction and get these guys ordered. We need to head down to Enuint, and on reciprocal, we're going to replace this robot assembly complex with a gene clinic and a monument, as usual. There we go. And we also need to head down over here to Akrux, where we are going to land on what? Obtuse, looks like. Okay, so we will definitely put in our gene clinic and our monument here. There we go. Fantastic.
Initiating ground assault.
So we need to be primarily working on our landings, right? They're kicked out of space at this point. There's nowhere that they can go other than, I guess, here, but that's not going to be the case for very long. There's nowhere that their ships can be built.
Victorious.
The war is over. They just don't know it yet. Well, they know it. I'm sure they know it. But we do need to head up to Titowin, and we'll land on Fraction. And, of course, we'll head over to Obtuse and make sure that this is set up with a monument and a gene clinic. Fantastic. The Ibn Battuta needs orders, which is just to research this system. That'll be fine.
Breakthrough achieved.
Cool. We got additional scientific breakthroughs giving us autonomous ship intellects. We are eventually going to need to upgrade our ships. Yeah, all of these are going to need upgrading, aren't they? It's not flagged as needing upgrades. We're not currently running those, are they? I don't think we are. We are running sapient combat computers. Okay. Noted. So we don't actually need to upgrade right now. Interesting. For some reason I thought we weren't running those, but okay. I'm completely fine with that. So we are, of course, making our way over here. Representatives of the Armenia. A temporary blockade is now in effect at Othbomia. Processing and transportation of food and minerals through the system are now subject to seizure by external customs and acquisitions officers at the Bemat Thalassocracy. All non-merchant vessels will be turned away or else fired upon. These conditions shall remain in effect until our ECA quotas can be met. Sometimes these customs checks can be stressful, we understand. Cooperate, and no one need be harmed. And please, rest assured that every grain and ore we solemnly claim will be put to good use within the Bemet EcoHab propagation scheme. We are grateful for your consideration, for a brighter, self-made future. You will regret this, Bamati scum.
Initiating ground assault.
Okay, so we finished up our ground assault over here. I want to head down this direction, I feel like. So we're going to head to Durelis. We're going to land on Resolvent. It won't take us very long to get there due to the hyper relays that are around, but of course we need to go to Fraction here, replace this robot assembly complex with a gene clinic, and then we will build a monument. Beautiful.
Our warriors are victorious.
So the 8th Fleet is waiting to jump drive. We have about 100 days on that. We do have low stability on Annuand right now. This is not, strictly speaking, shocking. We are going to head over to Bajil, I guess. Yeah, we'll go ahead and land here. But we do, of course, need to get, let's see here, Annuand set up correctly. So this is a robot assembly complex, which we will, of course, replace with a gene clinic instead. And we're going to need, we've already got a heritage site here, so that looks good. Fantastic. Are these at 230? They are. We can actually increase the size of our fleets. So that's not a terrible thing. I wouldn't mind going up to something like this. Tossing in an extra 2 destroyers, perhaps. Cool. So something along these lines will be fine. That will take extra alloys to build, of course. Excellent. So we'll get that reinforced. And we'll jump drive over as soon as we can. 70 more days. That's fine. So our science ships are still being utilized. This transport fleet, are we done constructing our transports, or rather our armies on Sol? Not yet. We're working on it.
Initiating ground assault. Victory shall be ours.
Looks good. We're dipping further negative in our energy credits. That is something we'll need to work on balancing. Let's go ahead and upgrade our heritage site at Barnard Star for right now. Looking through our jobs. Everything appears to be in order.
Our warriors are victorious. Enemy planet conquered.
Cool. So we can go ahead and activate the surveyor, which we'll definitely do. And these guys will jump drive when? In about 20 days.
Initiating ground
That'll
assault.
take a little bit of time.
Victory shall be ours.
But our ground assaults are underway. We finished up in Bajil. We do have another location here to land on. That will be Saphalon. We'll go ahead and land there. Bajil 3, we will replace the robot assembly complex with a gene clinic. Naturally, we don't need to build a monument because we do have this hypercomms forum. So that'll be fine. The Ibn Battuta requires orders, and its orders are going to be to jump drive up over to Python, and from there, we'll research these projects in these systems. All of that will require work. There's also a planet that can be terraformed over here. So we'll get that terraforming. Looks good. We have a lot of expansion that we're going to be able to get done from this. This is huge.
Victory shall be ours.
This is absolutely huge. So we finished up in Durelis. We're going to head to Magum and land on Trinomial. And of course, we're going to grab Resolvent here, replace this with a gene clinic, and we'll build a monument. Cool. We're at minus 233 energy credits right now.
Warriors are victorious.
That is a concern, for sure. The Ibn Battuta is now going to head up to Zerim. Actually, we'll get the projects in Bajil first. Cool. Up in Bajil, we have finished on Saphalon. We're now going to head down to Epenser. And we will, of course, replace this with a gene clinic. And then we'll build a monument here as well. I'm noticing that this would make for a decent generator world. I like it. It already is one, of course. But that is reasonably fine. We're now slightly negative on our consumer goods as well. We just unlocked autonomous ship intellects again. I feel like that's like the 4th time we've done that. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but the Ptolemy requires orders, and it is going to head up to Rigat. and work on that.
Initiating ground assault.
So we are going to be done with a lot of these invasions soon. And we're going to have to evaluate a lot of these stations as well. We'll see how that all ends up. We've finished up in Bagiel, and now I want to head down to Asterion. So we'll grab over... Where was that? Over here? Yeah, Adnor 2. This is the Ibn Battuta I have selected here. What are you doing? Research projects here. I want the army. There we go. That makes more sense. Cool. So we will then go ahead and land our army on Adnor 2. Looks good. The 8th Fleet is actually... The Azantian Assembly grabbed this. That's fine. I don't really care about this. 48 energy credits there. Maybe I do care about that. Well, nothing we can do about it right now. So for the moment, we're just going to have to jump drive back out of here and then head back to the Singularity. That does make me sad, losing out on 48 energy credits like that, but it was an awkward location. There's only so much we could do there anyway. So we're going to head up to Square here. And of course, we're going to grab Trinomial and replace this with a Gene Clinic. And then we will build a monument. And we'll decide what we want these to actually be doing a little later. Okay, so the 8th Fleet is heading over to the Singularity. In fact, we should send all of these somewhere where they can be a little bit cheaper to maintain. For now, I'm going to send them all to Earth. Well, specifically to the Sol Station. That won't take them very long to get there. They can get back in a hurry, but that will save us some resources.
Construction complete.
So that'll be fine.
Initiating ground assault.
Okay, so we finished up... Or is this actually done constructing yet? No, we've got a couple more to build. No problem there.
Debris analyzed.
I want it to be down over here. There we go. The Ibn Battuta requires orders, and for now, here's what I'm going to tell it to do. I'm going to tell it to head to Tifim, and then Aswiri, and then Semesta, and then Zarim, and then Nithascal, and then Opryuk. Like that. And then from there, it can head to, like, Asterion. We'll see how many of these we get beyond this, but
Debris
we'll...
analyzed.
It'll be interesting, for sure. So we just finished up landing in Asterion. Some of these were probably going to have timeout. We'll see. So we just finished up here, right, on Adnor 2. We definitely need to replace a robot assembly with a Gene Clinic. This has crystal mines available. Noted. We'll repair that, and we'll build the other crystal mines. If I can find it in here. Apparently I'm blind. That's a chemical plant. So this is now saying 2 out of 2. Interesting. I already queued one. I'm dumb. Okay, so we need the monument. I was very confused for a moment there, but we got there in the end. So now we're going to head over to Sisaja, and we're going to land down here on Fraction. Cool. Now we need to head to Ferry, and we will land on Ferry 3. Looks good, but I do want to check Square here. Of course, we need to make sure that there's a monument and a Gene Clinic. Crystal mines are also available here, so I'll put that in. Hello, pause menu. Cool. So all of our fleets are back at Sol, and that is helping our alloy generation as well as our energy credits. That's looking good. Let us continue to replenish our ships here. And we're going to be able to make additional fleets. That's a good sign. How are we looking against the Ubzant now? Full equivalent. Okay, cool. Imagine once we get this all under control. That's going to be nice. I like it. So Transport Fleet 54 should be done building now, right? Indeed it is. So I want to take that up over this direction. We're going to have it come land on Trappist. And there's actually a lot of places to land on over here. Okay. Well, that's fine. It doesn't have a leader, and we may want to do something about that. Where are we? There we are. So let's go ahead and assign in a general. Actually, we only have one general right now. These guys don't have a leader. So let's go ahead and recruit one.
Assault.
There we go.
Victory shall be
Fantastic.
ours. Debris analyzed.
So the Ptolemy requires orders. It's down over here right now. We're going to... I just want to double check. There's not a lot over this direction. Okay. Well, it needs to head down to Adamir for sure. Here first. Oh, that's really awkward. There isn't actually a connection here. It's going to go to Leary first, and then to Adenir. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, we're going to be doing this in a slightly awkward order. We'll just get all of that queued up for now.
Initiating ground assault. Victory shall be ours.
So we just took over Sasaja, and that, of course, means that we replace Fraction here with a gene clinic and a monument. There we go. And from here, we'll head up into Suya. And we'll land on Saradul. Cool. So that should keep our science ships occupied for a while.
Our warriors are victorious.
And we just finished up invading in Ferry. I like it. Let's grab ourselves Resolvent as well. So, of course, we're going to have to replace this robot assembly complex with a gene clinic. And we'll also put in a monument. Technically, we don't need to replace the robot assembly complex, but this is what I would prefer to do. Okay. Autonomous ship intellects has finished again for, I think, the 5th time
Initiating
now.
ground
That feels like a bug. I don't know what's going on with that one, but it definitely feels like a bug.
Our warriors are victorious.
Cool. So we just took back Ferry, or not really back. We just took Ferry. From here, we will... The Great Zadran Mandate has this world. We're going to head over to Belores. Oh, okay. They have a little bit of territory down over here. I didn't know about that, but this territory is irrelevant to us. Are our borders closed to these guys? Okay, we need to look at who all is at war with them. The Great Zadran Mandate. And that's that offensive war. Our borders are now closed to the Great Zadran Mandate, so they can't get these guys around very well.
Initiating ground assault. Victory.
But
shall
them
be
taking
ours.
this one world here is obnoxious. We'll see what happens. And if they take any others. But they tried to coattail us, and we're not okay with that. I'm betting they're attacking here right now.
Our warriors are victorious.
They're not currently invading. They're just bombarding it. And we're arriving shortly. Yeah, they don't actually have an army here. Interesting. So how did they get this without an army? I don't know. We'll find out. But we did finish up over here in Suya, so we're going to grab Takvin. We'll go ahead and land up over there. And in Suya, of course, on Saradul, we need to do a little bit of work here. Alloy Megaforges, Moat Harvesting Traps. This needs to be replaced with a Gene Clinic. Then we put in a Monument. And eventually we're going to want to repair everything else here, right? So the Alloy Megaforges, the Energy Grid, all of that is fine. But we're replacing that with Gene Clinics.
Debris analyzed.
We finished up over here in Trappist. We've got a lot more locations to attack. So we'll go to Cranadeth, and we'll replace this
Initiating ground assault.
with a Gene Clinic.
Victory shall be ours.
There we go. And we do need a monument here as well.
Our warriors are victorious.
Cool. So we just managed to take Belores here. So this system is now split. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We control the starbase and we control one planet, but the Great Zadran Mandate controls another planet. It's going to be awkward. But we need to head over to Hydrobius and land on Degree. So that's fine for now. We are, of course, going to come in here, replace the robot assembly complex with a gene clinic, and we will put in a monument as well. Beautiful. Okay, so that is all looking good. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to finish up this war and see what we want to do about the Great Zadran Mandate. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Spartan News, Unisil, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.